The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Heads of political parties have committed to realigning confidential and intelligence funds under the 2024 budget. The allocation will now go to security agencies tasked to address tensions in the West Philippine Sea. In a joint statement, the House leaders said they view China's barrier placement in Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal as a serious concern. They believe that it makes more sense to reallocate CIFs to departments on top of intelligence and surveillance. These are the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, the National Security Council, the Philippine Coast Guard, and the Fisheries Bureau. The bloc added that said departments are better positioned to counteract security threats and secure the rights and access of Filipino fishermen to territorial waters. Signatories to the statement include Nationalist People's Coalition President Jack Duavit, National Unity Party President El Rey Villafuerte, and Lakas CMD Secretary General Joboy Aquino. Before this declaration of House leaders, additional funds were still a hot topic in deliberations for the 2024 national budget. In Tuesday's hearing, the Philippine Coast Guard sought more allocation to modernize their agency. PCG Commandant Admiral Artemio Abu noted that they will need 30 ships to better monitor the country's territories. Each ship costs 3 billion pesos. Once more ships come in, the Coast Guard will also need berthing facilities or designated parking areas for the vessels. The PCG is also asking for assistance in improving their offices.
Napakaliit po ng headquarters namin dyan sa port area. It is not reflective of what the Coast Guard is doing right now. What the Coast Guard is contributing to our country right now. Sana ay mabigyan ng tugon na pagkakataon na magkaroon kami ng isang area na matatawag namin na National Headquarters ng Philippine Coast Guard.
Meantime, Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel compared the amount of confidential funds released to the Office of the Vice President in 2022 with that of the Philippine Coast Guards. In a social media post, PCG spokesman Jay Tariela revealed that his agency only received 118.7 million pesos in intelligence funds from 2006 to 2023. Congressman Manuel noted that VP Sara Duterte's office had a confidential fund of 125 million pesos supposedly spent only in a few days, or much more than the PCG's total funding in 17 years.
Mas mataas pa rin ang confidential fund ng OVP spent in 11 days kumpara sa combined confidential and intelligence funds ng Philippine Coast Guard to defend the West Philippine Sea. No wonder inangkin na ng China ang West Philippine Sea using its 9-dash line, naging 10-dash line. Mamaya baka maging 11-dash line na po yan, Mr. Speaker.
The MMDA has officially launched its Motorcycle Riding Academy, which will be open to students and even those with licenses. Here's a sneak peek into the facility from Gerard de la Peña.
This parcel of land owned by State Pension Fund GSIS used to be empty. But starting today, this will be filled with riders, as it will serve as training ground for thousands of motorcycle riders plying Metro Manila's roads. The MMDA has officially opened this facility as its Motorcycle Riding Academy. This is situated right at the heart of the Ortigas Business District and is spacious enough for several students to ride around and practice their riding skills. Also in the facility are classrooms, offices, and shower areas made from container vans that were used as quarantine facilities during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Riding Academy will be open to students as well as those who are already licensed but are interested to improve their skills and knowledge, particularly the motorcycle taxi and delivery riders. And best of all, it's free.
Ang ating mga kababayan, lalo-lalo na yung tinatawag nila mga kamote, motorcycle riders, ay hindi naman po talaga walang disiplina, kundi kulang lamang sa kaalaman at edukasyon sa tamang paggamit ng daan, sa traffic rules and regulations, at ganoon din po yung proper driving skills. Pero ako po ay naniniwala na mas kaunti naman po yung bilang at marami pa rin po disiplinado. So, kailangan lamang po siguro i-reorient sila, i-educate ng tama. At yan po ang i-address po nitong Motorcycle Riding Academy natin.
The training sessions composed of in-classroom lectures and practical training last for 2 days. Participants will be taught the basics as well as anger management to prevent road rage incidents and basic emergency response.
Sila yung may presence at madaling makakarating sa mga lugar na aksidente So, ituturo din po yan na yung pag may mga ganito aksidente, wag mo nang gagalawin, ano yung mga first aid na pwedeng gawin.
Among the first few to undergo training are MMDA employees. One of them is Rosalinda, a traffic enforcer.
Kailangan ko talagang matutong magmotor kasi sa trabaho ko, kung saan kami ma-assign na area, kailangan may sarili ka talagang motor.
But the MMDA clarifies that certificates given to participants do not guarantee that the students will be granted driver's licenses. The MMDA said that it is still in talks with the Land Transportation Office and TESDA for accreditation. The agency will start accepting students by mid-October through its website. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
More stories coming your way after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos has rejected the proposed tariff cuts on imported rice. The chief executive said this is not the right time to slash or remove the tariff since rice prices in the global market are projected to go down. He added that tariffs are generally lowered only when prices are steadily on the rise. Marcos Jr.'s economic managers previously suggested a 0 to 10% tariff for imported rice from the current 35%. This is an intervention that's supposed to complement the price ceiling on rice that's still in force. Hours before the president said no to the levy cut, farmers groups staged a protest outside the Finance Department to denounce it. They were joined by some lawmakers, including presidential sister and Senator Amy Marcos.
Hindi papayag si Bongbong dito. Sigurado ako dyan. Dahil lagot tayo sa tatay ko. Sa aking ama, halos sinasabi niya na wag na daw makinig sa mambo-jambo ng mga ekonomista pagkat ang totoo, iba ang bigas. May kapangyarihang wagas.
Let's now take a look at the day's other top stories. The Transportation Department says the Office for Transportation Security employee caught swallowing money is guilty of theft. 3 other OTS employees deemed co-accused in the incident are also guilty. The suspects have been suspended from the agency and could be dismissed after due process. The DOTR also belied the alibi that what the employee swallowed was chocolate. A criminal investigation will also be done after the administrative probe. Alex Ayala is assured of a bronze medal in the Asian Games after beating Japan's Okamura Kyoka. Ayala bucked the first set shutout to complete the 0-6, 7-5, 6-0 comeback. She will next face world number 23 Zheng Qinwen in the semis. Margie Didal, meanwhile, bowed out of her gold medal retention bid in women's skateboarding. Didal was hampered by an ankle injury which made it difficult for her to complete her tricks. The UAP will return this Saturday for its 86th season. The new season will carry the theme Fueling the Future and will feature new sports to be announced soon. The University of the East will serve as host this season. The crowd-favorite basketball tournament will also tip off this Saturday. It will feature a doubleheader between UE and UST and defending champion Ateneo and NU. Those games will be played at the Mall of Asia Arena. 2 Filipinas have launched Asia's first sex therapy mobile application. Called Unprude, Dr. Rica Cruz and Trish Bautista said the app aims to make sex therapy more accessible to Filipino women. The two told the big story this is especially necessary since the Philippines remains conservative when it comes to matters about sex. Unprude is available on Google Play and will also soon be available on the App Store for iOS users.
We all have our own story, our own sexuality. So this is for anyone who's looking to understand themselves deeper, people who may not be ready to take a leap and do therapy or may not have the means to do that for whatever reason.
Sex therapy here is very limited. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of DMs asking for my rates, and then they tell me that I can't afford you. What can I do? I need to scale myself, provide a platform where women who are not ready to go into therapy, who are still ashamed to talk about sex, can actually help themselves by themselves.
Noontime show EAT has apologized over Joey De Leon's rope joke last September 23. In a letter to MTRCB, EAT acknowledged that some viewers saw this as an insinuation of suicide, which is a sensitive and triggering topic. The Noontime show's management apologized to those who were offended, adding that they're one with MTRCB in advocating a responsible viewing experience. One News Now will be back at 6 p.m. with the day's latest stories. See you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.